Hey everyone, as you can see I'm by the pool and I thought I'd get ahead of the curve this week because last week I was a bit late with the video. So we've been invited to this party on Long Island, which basically the guy bought a ton of emergency health centers like 2 years before COVID, and that's his yacht. I don't know, it's probably about 200 grand. It's not crazy, but it's good money. Anyway, this week we're still trying to wrestle back down the whole final subject of OPEC. So I was quoting the Saudi oil minister at length because, you know, I can't say fairer than that, right? So we go in and we just take verbatim what the Saudi oil minister did, and that was said in St. Petersburg. And that becomes, you know, some sort of deconstruction of what he's saying. And what he's saying is that very specifically Goldman Sachs is getting the numbers wrong as part of essentially people building up expectations going into OPEC meetings. And when he says people, he refers to essentially banks and outlets, so media. And, you know, there's some sort of theory that there's a conspiracy that we 2 weeks exactly, apparently 2 weeks before the OPEC meeting, we raise expectations in order for them to be disappointed. You know, which is all very meta, to use the right word, because ultimately, you know, he himself, in his own words in St. Petersburg, references that the UAE is a special situation, and it's, as we've said previously, it's a very special situation because it's always been such a hard supporter of Saudi in terms of cuts. So if UAE is in a wobble and he references the UAE leaving OPEC, you know, where does that leave kind of trying to organize Iraq, or, you know, let's gather around guys, let's have a meeting in Nigeria? You know, I mean, it's, I don't know. I'm not reading his words and finding that Goldman's at fault here, because apparently they said bearish 7 times in their 2-pager, which was the knee-jerk reaction to the OPEC meeting as bearish. Anyway, the bottom line is that over the coming summer, things should actually be fine for the Saudi oil minister. And what we're saying today is, well, listen, Saudi can hold this together because Saudi can go to 8 million, right? So, and they have the finances to do it. Saudi has no financial trouble whatsoever. And, you know, if they ever want to raise debt, you know, what happens if they ever go to Japan levels of debt? They can spend a lot of money. So the bottom line is that they can do what they want with the oil price, and that's cheered me up, and I'm not as bearish as I was a week ago. But I do take the UAE wobble to be, you know, a very significant fraying of what's already a pretty frayed OPEC, quite frankly. Other than that, the interesting things coming over the week are going to be Tesla, the shareholder vote. EVs are now less expensive on most measures than regular gasoline-fired cars, so it's going to be extremely bearish if people still don't buy them. It's going to be an interesting test that we've now got really attractive prices on EVs that are, some of them are quite cool. The craziest thing is the coolest EVs are the Chinese ones, not the Teslas. The Teslas look like they're from the 70s now. That's the crazy thing about Tesla, is that the cars feel like they're 10 years old. But I don't know if you've seen these Chinese models, which the US government has promptly banned from import, but they look absolutely amazing. I can't charge one anyway, so I'm not buying an EV, whatever happens. And I live in the fourth biggest city in the US. It's called Brooklyn. All right, so this coming week, that's about it. We thought we'd get the GameStop results, but I'm not even going to go there on GameStop. And, you know, I think crude bounces. I think we have a run here. People forget the seasonality. You know, I think the oils can bounce. We love some of the stuff in what I call the bottom quadrant of performance. So I just showed what happened since the OPEC meeting. 5-day performance. Natural gas is the big winner. And year-to-date performance, where, you know, Nvidia and Vistra are way out to the right. But in the quadrant of stuff that's just gone down over the past week or so, there's some really good stuff that we like. Diamondback, Exxon's in that quadrant, PR is in that quadrant, and, you know, MPC, all of these things that are sold off. Vistra, actually, I think we kind of like them right here because I think the market's going to keep going for a bit here on this general AI boom, and I could see catch-up trade as people generally sort of think, oh, you know, why not? It's summer. But it's tentative stuff. Volumes are low. I'm at a summer party. You know, I don't think there's a huge amount of conviction that what Saudi's saying is anything going to be more than a 3/4 bounce in oil prices, which is what we expect because the market will tighten. Okay.